Let's get it.
Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you,
Doves.
don't you, don't you. Young rich nigga got trap routine. Bad little bitches won't lick on me. Moving
Yeah.
like a YN when I was 16. Smoking that weed and trapping out houses. Back of the lack and I'm higher than a
Flare.
mountain. Drink codeine, got it coming out of fountain. What
Okay,
you finna do for
wait.
that allowance? Bags
Hold on, I gotta pause this. So they pulled out a flare, doves, Kanye's head. Don Toliver came out of a what seems like to be like where they keep the dead bodies, and 2 police guards, which interesting. So maybe he's like a criminal, or this is like a criminal thing, and a lady, a nurse or something, on the phone talking.
on the floor, bags on the floor counting. I'm going through when I come out counting. Running through a try, I doubt it. You wanna get money, I'm about it. Okay,
What are those, apples?
okay, I drag you in the street.
A candle?
Okay, I just read on that
And a
beat.
book.
Okay, I drag you in the street. Okay, I just read on that beat. Okay, I drag you in the street. Okay, I just read on
Let me
that
see
beat.
where we at tonight.
I love when Kanye uses that vocal effect, like that filter, like whatever mix, whatever the settings on that. That to me is his best. Like that's when I think of like peak Kanye, like Graduation, 808s, My Beautiful Dark Fantasy. Like when he got autotune to sound like that, I was like, yeah, that's when he became. What's good, bro? What's good, man? First time chatter was popping. And it's a beating heart. What is that?
We could bring this back to life.
balloon. I'm confused.
Thought that I couldn't, you should be embarrassed. Their egos is threatened, they really should cherish. Too many excuses, I don't wanna hear it. Don't call it a patio, bitch, it's a terrace. We finna make us a killing that's worth to my days.
Okay,
They try to
swords.
paint me as a villain and color me bad. I noticed the jealousy peaking, I thought we was past this. This type of exposure's indecent, these niggas is classless. I bet on myself when the labels thought I was a bad risk. The money that I had invested is doing gymnastics.
Oh, what's
That's
the
what
fuck?
we need. This type of engine don't
telling
run
them?
for greed. Their music ain't big as my songs that are leaked. They need
Okay, now this is interesting. Now I have a little bit of analysis going down right now. So they got this body, right? Which I don't know if this is playing into the whole Illuminati conspiracy, cloning, reconstruction of a person, right? Because obviously, Ye has been on a what seems like to be a I don't want to say subdued, but a very relaxed version. He's just traveling around doing his shows, He's not really talking much in terms of like his views and subject or his opinions on things as of recently, or at least I haven't been paying attention, so maybe he has been wilding or not wilding, but just expressing himself, and I don't know. But from the symbolism that has been shown in the video, right? They had a woman on the phone, they had a sandcastle and a rose, they had a religious book and a candle, they had a flare gun, they had shuriken, they had knives, they had butterflies, okay, and the doves. I think those are symbolisms to things that are tied to Ye. The doves and the balloon, I think, were imagery he used on his clothing design. I remember like the Gap hoodie that was like super cheap. They had like doves on the back of the hoodie. So I think that was a symbolism to that, or maybe that's just like a sense of freedom, or I don't know what the doves are. I think the doves are supposed to symbolize his clothing company, right? And maybe how he's letting that go. He's not really letting that take control of him like he used to, in terms of like he's constantly talking about it. The castle with the rose, I think, is a sense of maybe being at the top of the rap game or the music game or just the art game in terms of popularity, fame. I think it's more leaning to art, because at one point he was seen as the great, like at the top of the game, right? The biggest artist in the world thing, right? Which he's kind of crumbled now. All castles made of sand return to the sand. They all, that saying of like castles made of sand, drift back into the ocean kind of thing, right? And I think the rose is supposed to be like the praise he gets. Like people throw roses and things on stage to say like, "Wow, amazing encore," right? The religious book and the praying and the candle, I think was supposed to symbolize his religious side. Him trying to get into gospel, him being super like the choir, the church he started, all that stuff, right? What else came out? The shuriken and the knives, the katana looking knife. I don't know if the katana, but the knives and swords. Maybe that's supposed to resemble his like combativeness, like he's willing to fight against his like his oppressors or the powers that be, whoever he feels like is holding him back. So maybe he's letting that go because maybe that was something that was not holding him back, but that was something that he was tying himself to. He wasn't really truly able to become free because he was still tied to this earth from these worldly matters, right? What else came out? Butterflies. I don't know. A lot of people think butterflies are a symbolism of like Illuminati and like things like that. I don't think he's referencing that. Maybe potentially he could be. I don't know for sure. And I think the woman is supposed to resemble his like lust, because that's something that Kanye is always referencing porn, women, sexual activities and things like that. So maybe that's what the woman in this is supposed to represent, like the cosplay. Like she's not really a nurse, she's on the phone while the doctors are doing surgery on him. But she's still there, but for what reason, who knows? Like she's just meant to be there for just sake of being there. And the apples, there was 3 apples also came out. Maybe that's like a joke, like apple a day keeps the doctor away. He ate apples, yet he's still here. Maybe that's like Kanye's humor playing a part, because he's a funny guy. We can all admit that. Him sharpening the blades, I have no idea what that's supposed to look like. But I think the killing of the people is supposed to be like him letting that go. Like he's not attached to those things anymore. Right? Does that make sense, or am I thinking too deep into things? I feel like sometimes that's the problem with these type of like videos. Sometimes you feel like you're supposed to read into things, and then others you feel like, nah, man, I just did things that I thought was cool, right? Like some people could be like, oh, the cops are supposed to symbolize the powers that be, saying that if you want to be on our good side, you have to do what we say. So we're going to use this kind of like combative control. Like I remember when he was on his like Jewish rant stuff, he released messages that one of his trainers said that like, oh, if you want to see your kids and all this kind of stuff, which seemed like a threat, but it seemed like he let that control him before, because why would that person say that with no prior experience with Kanye before, right? So if he had experience with Kanye and telling him like, oh, we're doing this, it might have worked before, right? Which is how, he came out to say like, oh, I'm not taking those medications again and stuff like that, But then again, it could be just because they're in a morgue, they're in a place where dead bodies are, like, of course they're gonna have cops and, people patrol, I could be reading too deep into it, but I think that's a good explanation.
All the police, all the talking and talk.
That's something that a lot of people are also afraid of being. A lot of people nowadays are afraid of being deep because they're afraid of like looking stupid in case that they're wrong. But I don't mind being wrong as long as it's, like, yeah, I don't mind being wrong. So like, I'd rather be deep and wrong than be surface level and right. I just feel like this.
It's cheap. How many costs they call it a fleet? Living the stars in the comments and media is out in that care if you comment on me.
The thing is that throwing me off about this video is I don't know what Don Tolliver's part is this. He's a guy who was in one of these shelf things, in these like coffin chamber things. So it was supposed to be that he was dead and now he's like resurrected, and then Ye's also resurrected because they put like a head on a body with no head. So it's like, I don't really get how it works, but I don't know. And a goat came out. He's looking at me. Okay, is this okay? Yeah, see, Bianca did another music video, the one with Travis Scott, and it was cool. I thought it was a cool spin on the whole like visualizer trend, like music videos being like visualizers, like it could be just looped. Um, this one felt like it had a lot like symbolism, much like the other one. The other one had a lot of weird things like aliens and things coming about, people getting kidnapped, um, single mother. One, I don't know if they were single mothers, but mothers and children running around, people on fire. This one seemed a little bit more sharper in terms of like the direction they were going for and the message. Me personally, it's just I'm not sure if that message was what I thought. Because the first line that Kanye says is "We're coming back to life." So like maybe he's saying that he's like being resurrected. He's gonna start coming back into people's timeline. He's gonna come back into people's face, and he's gonna do a rollout. Even though he just released an album, Bully, like not too long ago, and there was good songs on there. I actually liked Bully a lot. It's not one of his greats or anything, but it's a really good song. I mean, album. I think a lot of people took it as underrated, or like they just didn't check it out because of all the other things surrounding the album and AI and all this different things. But yeah, that was a interesting video. Nonetheless, I like music videos. I love breaking down. I did a video recently where I broke down Green Day's song "Wake Me Up When September Ends." That music video, I love doing that. I want to do this again. I want to break down music videos. So if you guys want to comment down below, either here in the chat or in the comment section of the video or in the Discord of like music videos you guys want me to break down, let me know. Put it in there and go follow those things to help me out.